Okay, we're starting in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bang, 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 bang. All right. They're probably going to short here. We're looking for an entry around this area here. Let's see if we're going to come retest it. Or if we're going to just shoot higher. They should be shorting in here. Pushing the price somewhere in this area. As you can see, we slightly close above this. This is the area that needs to be retested. Now somewhere around here. I wonder if we're gonna test this area again. So that'll be pretty interesting. Price cannot come below this right here. We already retested this one. We retested this here. Makes more sense that we come retest this one here. And after that, the objective is to get back to the highs if the price comes here. On a daily, as you can see, we basically still trading on the inside. Anything above this here, we then had a chance to go back to test this fib right here. So right now we have to go above this resistance fib. We're probably gonna encounter some adversity over here. So let's see what happens. Look at, we're waiting for a new high here. Good crap right here. Good crap. Good play here for a retest of the 8. You can see price went back up again. It was basically every time the price pulls back, goes on a straight move, the first pullback, then we go retest the high. It's pretty much that's the rule. Same thing here, pull back, retest the high one more time. I'm not taking any plays around here, even though those are quick ones. There's possibly an entry right here too. Just for the fun, like the moment the price pulls back down here, there's probably an entry here for a quick move higher. Also, there's an entry right here, anywhere between here and here, but it's too much to assess. But what we're looking to do is the first time price pulls back to this area, which you can see there's a big volume area right here. Okay. The 33 here gives us an idea. The volume here gives us an idea, like is around this area. A break above this here, so we basically coming to retest on a price action here. We're coming to retest at this area here. Also, this area needs to be retested because we went all the way. So first big move here, a nice retest of this area will be perfect. A lot of times we only gonna retest this. So we're gonna look for entry around here. So the first time price pulls back to the 33 after a big move, we take this push and we go retest the high. That's the objective. So let's see what happens. Here comes the price, and let's take this on here.
Order filled. Stop filled.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I clicked sell instead of buying. I'm so dumb. Let's try it again.
Order filled.
I'm so fucking dumb.
Stop filled.
This volume here is annoying me. Give me 1 second, cause the objective is to go back to the high. Let's see if we could do that. So this is the objective here, is to go back here. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Also, there's some people are gonna try to go short here. Like I mentioned earlier, it was between here and here, but we still have this area here. I just don't know if we're gonna come back down yet. But the goal is to come back down, come retest this area here. Since this is the first time we pull back to the 33, we do have some movements there. This thing is that usually there's a 2-try rule too. So we come back and pull back down here for a 2-try rule. So let's see what happens here. There's a lot of pressure, as you can see on the volume here. There's a lot of pressure right here. And we got, okay, let's try one more. Now we have this area here. We have to get in here one more time. We now test the VWAP. Let's see if we continue lower. The next entry will be right here. As you can see, we're now pushing down pretty, but this should continue higher from here. Just because we came down, we went up, we retest down, and didn't work. So people should get stopped out now, pushing higher. If not, this is the area that we're now going to look for a play. But as you can see, we could have took our profits. We had a bunch of opportunities already. The volume now, you can see now, if we go above here, we could possibly go higher, but we have to wait and see. Okay, now this is the last chance right here. And well, it will keep going down here. Let's see what happens. I'm surprised that this didn't continue higher. So like I said, like there was chances to us to take profits already, but we're looking for the big picture. The goal now is to go back to the high here. So we're trying to go here. If you can see, we'll be able to make some money when the price went right here to take the profits. We'll decide to stick with it. And then the other option was to come over here and jump from here. The question now is, are we going to have the power? And this right here is not pretty at all because it looks like we're pushing much faster down. So this time now, we should not come back below this. So I'm moving my stop loss here. This is pretty much, that's it for me. For price to come back down. The objective now is to go make it to the high here. And then after that, we got to retest at this area. So let's see if this happens. Also, it could be because we're into the VWAP. I said that the retest now is the retest of the high. So we have this right here and this right here. So let's see which one is going to play out first. Are we going to go straight up here and then here? Meaning like the price will come over here, get shoot back down to some area around here. Then we shoot back higher to retest this higher. So we just got to keep an eye on it and see if we close above this. And let's see what happens. As of right now, you can also see the momentum here. So it's giving us a nice scale. I would like to see the price continue moving higher. If it retests here, it will also be good. Without coming below though. That would be perfect. If it didn't come below, which is 97. Yeah, if it didn't come below this, it would be great. Because then will give us a chance to really continue higher. So we're coming back to the VWAP one more time. Also, this area of support here. It'll be great if it did not pull back. Unfortunately, it looks like we still. The rule is very simple. Once you come to the VWAP, we cannot come below this. So I'm gonna have to have my stop loss here. So we quite high on, but we have to stick to it, right? This is pretty much here. This is the area that people should be buying. To retest now this area here. So because we went up high, so we have to pull back and then retest this high, and then we have to be able to hold it. If you don't hold this, as you can see, there's still some retest in this area that needs to happen. I will appreciate if this continue higher. But you see this is not good. Let's see what happens here. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to keep it here and wait for the price to see if it continues higher. Yeah. Now the goal is we have to finish above this, meaning like we have to close above it. And if we don't close above it, then our stop now needs to move here. So we need to close above that. Yeah, see that? We need a reaction really strong above it, because we need to take out these sellers that are gonna come in here. We need to take them out because they're gonna try to push the price to close below this area. So we can't let that happen. Uh, See, we close above it. So now we should be able to continue to retest this one here. And if we do that, then we should have some sort of momentum to retest the fib, which we really on a daily here. We're not that far away. I even trying to see if we're gonna let's see. But we need to close above this one first, one at a time, right? As you can see, I'm almost at the target area, with my original target area, and I just keep pushing the profit target higher. But we now cross the main profit area that I was looking for, and now here is the most important part. We need to close above this. We need to close above it, and if we close above it, we should continue higher for a nice strong momentum. As you can see here, we close above it. Now we're almost there. We literally just need to go a little bit more. I'm not gonna let it come too far back down. This is the first, so see this big momentum? It could come all the way back here, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna let us see if we retest this. Hopefully it will not come back down too much again. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, right here is my stop loss here. Because we can't come back below too much. Now we have it right here. If we go above that red there, if we don't go above it, like here, like perfect. Now we need to continue high to make a new high. Yep. Come on, don't let it come down. Yeah, we see. There you go. We get stopped out. All right. Now there's probably chances here, but before we continue there, I'm now looking for a retest of this area right here. Now, because we close above this, what it tells me now is that two things will happen. We could go retest this high here, and as long as if you come back above this, we should not go back down. Because this should get us a nice breakout, and then from here is a whole new set of rules. But as of right now, we still, because the VWAP was touched, we need to come and make it a new high. See, I already reached my target profit here, so I'm okay with that. But if you had more contracts, you could take your partial here and let the rest compress. So boom, see that? That's awesome. So I don't know. See, I wasn't sure if the price was gonna jump off here, which it did. You can see here. So getting in here is always tough because I only have a 5-point stop loss. So getting in here means if the price goes below 5 points, I'm gonna get stopped out. So from here is 216, you can see there, and all the way down here. So that's 6. It's so funny. That's 6 points. You know, from 216 to 210, that's 6 points. That's like one more point more than my stop loss, and I got stopped out here a bunch of times, and the price jumped. I could have took profits here because I knew there would be some resistance around here. But I didn't know if we're gonna squeeze up right away. Then price came back down, and what happens is that there's usually a short trap, trapping the shorts to see if they really convicted about it. Or I mean, kind of like the same thing you just did here. Price comes down, retest, just pulls down, and it creates a new retest area, which is this area right here, and then it pulls down. But on this area here, now we come to the area that I mentioned earlier. So in the beginning, you could hear that I say we're gonna go retest between here, and this area here. And this area was the area that I didn't know if we're gonna come all the way down here or not. But usually we stay within this area here, so which was really a successful one. Okay. After that, the goal was, because we had the VWAP, the goal is to retest the high, and we need to hold it. So what I'm looking for now, I don't think we're gonna continue until we come back retest this area. I might be wrong, of course, you know, but there's room right here. There's room between here and here to be retested. So as you can see here, we are slightly not closing above this yet. This might be the candle that does it here. Okay, we just did it now. We just crossed it. But usually I wonder like, okay, what about this area? What about this area? Are we gonna retest it? Because you can see we push, we haven't touched this area. So there's a lot of people there waiting to get in on a pullback. And after that pullback is usually when you make a new high. So that's why I'm waiting for the price to come to the 33. As you can see, we're able to go from negative to positive because of, even though we took like 1, 2, what was that? 4, 5 losses in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row. Each loss is 300. So, but we can see we still, after we had a good solid move, this is our target. Our target is always 50 points. So risk 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 to make 30. 30, no, sorry, 50. So it's a good risk reward because 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6, so that's about what, 30 points. So you're still profitable after that, if that makes sense. So what are we doing now? Well, it's very simple. The price might continue higher. I switch now to see at 10 o'clock. We have the 4 hour, so you can see it's a breakout right here. We retest this. This is the 4 hour chart. We're pulling to the resistance area. So this is the pivot point. To kind of give an idea what you're looking over here. This is the chart that I only use for understanding of what's going on. So first things first, I'm looking to see, this is the volume profile. The red lines is the pivot points. So we're coming up to the pivot point. As you can see, look, we went above it, we still continue higher. I thought that we're gonna come back below to retest it. And I've just been a little bit more patient. As you can see, if I was just a little bit more patient, we could have another almost 50 points on top of it. Almost another 50 points. So we could actually double our profits on this, and we're just a little bit more patient. But it doesn't matter because we took what, over 1,000 per contract. So that was pretty badass. Okay. There are opportunities here that, if you're ballsy enough, if you don't mind, if you have to be quick, so I don't expect 50 points like this when I take trades around this area, just because this is more of a scalping thing. So price pulls back, retests the high, price pulls back, retests the high, price pulls back, retests the high. So every time there's a pullback to the 8, the 13 is to retest the high. So you have about anywhere between 7 points, 10 to 7 points to take profit. So as you can see what I mean by that, like, so we go higher. We pull to 260 here. We pull back from 260 to 244. That's just what, 16, 17 points. If you caught the bottom correct, you go back to the high. You could get a solid entry there. As you can see now, we are messing around. We are messing around with the pivot points. Now, this is the fun thing here. We are pulling back to this area of correction, but we already went up to retest this area. We pull back and we failed to close below. So this is actually the second time we go here, and this is a second attempt. So every time we came down, we closed below it and we made a new low. But then we come retest this area. The goal is to make it a new low here, and we had to close below to continue lower. The fact that we didn't, what it does now, it triggers and traps a lot of people that went short here. A lot of people that went short here now, because we retested this area. All the people that are short in this area are coming out of it, and they might be the ones pushing the price higher. These people that are getting in here short, they now have their stop loss here, so they're going to be pushing the price higher. But every time we pull to the 30 on the 4 hour, it gets rejected. or when we get to a pick of the candle. So you can see here, big candle down, we'll retest this area, push the price lower. So this is going to be a lot of resistance, but at the same time, it's going to be a lot of stop losses. And as you can see also here, see, price pulls back, retests the high. So if you don't mind scalping, I usually do that, but I told myself that I'm only going to wait for the price to pull back to the 33 to take entries. Because we did this big move, I'm looking for an entry between here and here. Okay, this entry right here and here. I'm looking on the entry right here, which will put us right in line with the 33. Okay, and with a nice volume, as you can see, this volume area here. So earlier, when we said we're gonna pull to this area, that was the big volume area that we're looking for an entry. So it's the same exact thing. Now this is the big volume area that I'm looking for an entry, which should give us roughly about this area here, which then give us about the 33 area here. The question now is, when I run the rules, is we now at a big resistance area. So what is it gonna be, right? Are we gonna be able to go right away? Meaning like we come back and bounce, we make a new high? Or are we gonna come down once, pull back higher, pull back down? Kind of like this here. As you can see, I took an entry here, we came down, we pulled back higher, I got in here, we went high, and then we bounced back down, and I got in again, and went up and kept going. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We're already up 240 points. We're already up 2% on a day, which is a lot, right? But on the bigger picture, which is on a daily, let's take a look at the daily. We just got rejected ugly here. This is a rejection area. So we can see we came down, we pulled back, we're trying to come down, but we fail. Now anything above this should squeeze us, right? Because right now we're around the fib. Anything above this area right here, 10.344, will get squeezed all the way. I mean, how far can we go? Well, we could at least know we could go to the next fib, which is another 200 points from here. So on the calendar, we do have the Fed speaking this Wednesday. So there's a lot of things that could definitely get us there. All they have to do is say the right thing, which is, I'm about to print more money, son. And we're gonna squeeze higher. But the dollar probably gonna drop on a pullback there. Anyways, let's stay focused again. So as you can see, the entry was, there's a pullback, retest this area for a new high, pullback, new high. So what are we waiting for now? I'm just waiting for a nice chance to get an opportunity to go for a new high. Now here, it could also be a nice trap here. If they fail to close below this, it could be a nice trap for a quick move higher. And if we look on the 5-minute, that should be a red candle, and they're trying to make it a new low. So what does it mean? So this is going to become a red candle because we're about to close in about 1:40. If this remains red, the next 5-minute could be a trap, which means they're going to try to go below it, and then they're going to fail it. So let's see what happens. This is just things I've seen before, and I'm just speculating because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying there's probabilities of that happening. We just have to watch and wait. But to us, all we care is to see what happens when the price comes to the 33. As you can see, we have not bounced off that area yet. So in this case here, around this area will be a nice area to get in. So let's see what happens. It's gonna be give us right at the 5-minute. Also, there's a retest on this 5-minute candle right here. So let's see what happens. As you can see, the volume is going from bearish to bullish. So we're getting a nice push here. So there's a lot of people getting in here. So let's see here. As you can see, some people will get in right here. We need to get the price to come somewhere here. That'll be amazing. As you can see, they're buying it. Like they're buying. See, price is being pushed higher. Not higher, but the volume, right? So this is, it tells us that if that goes below this here, then if to me to be negative, it needs to come below here. So now we're just waiting to see what happens. Okay, let's see. We're almost there. We're just looking for an entry somewhere around here. The thing about it is that, so you see this right here on the 5 minute. The question now is, are we gonna trap? Trap meaning like we're gonna go below this 5. We're gonna go below this 5, and then when everyone's gonna short it, are we gonna be able to push back higher? Because usually the goal is the moment we make a new 5 minute, then that means that the following, right, the people getting to trying to short here for the next move now to retest this area here. Is it gonna happen now, or are we gonna, the moment the people get in short, they're gonna all get stopped out and go long? Let's find out. We're almost there. As you can see, this is the area here. We're almost there. We just gotta be patient now. We haven't go below this one yet, so even though we made a new low, we did not make a new low on the volume yet. So that gave us an idea to hold tight still. This is also, remember we pulled back, so we're gonna retest the high, pick up a couple more shorts, and they should be able to push the price down. If they fail to do that, look at this thing. Look at this thing. See, that sucks. That's not should be happening, because we were looking for this area to be tested, and you can see we did not test it at all. If it continues higher, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. That means that these people here are now getting in here. They should be trying to, the goal now is to push the price lower. They have to push the price lower. If they fail, everybody's gonna get squeezed, because they just got in. All the shorts just got in. But I don't want it to go all the way over here either, because if it goes all the way here, next time it pulls back down, that all the stops gonna be here. So all the people that are being short, long from here, if we make a new high, they move all their stop losses here. So I don't want that either. So I would prefer to see the price pull down first, then make a new high. So every time I talk about it, I'll talk about there's always 2 things that could happen, and it's very obvious. We go higher, we go lower, or we go sideways. But I'm always looking for where are the shorts going to get in and when the bull's going to get in. As of right now, again, I'm not trying to take any trades until we come back to the 33. I would like to see the price pull back here first. I'm not taking anything above here because we also are in a resistance area. If we cross above this, it's all fair game. So if we go above this area here, and basically everyone that got in on a 5 minutes is getting stopped out. And that should give us a nice push higher. And on a fib, what it means is we have, if we could close above this, dude, we could go all the way here. There's potential for that, which would be pretty nuts. It would be pretty nuts, bro, because that's another 200 points from where we're standing. Yeah, they'll put us at 400 points on a day for the NQ. Yeah, that'll be pretty nuts. So we took our first play. This took roughly, so the price opened here. Price open here. We had our first opportunity. Funny enough, I didn't notice this, but we pulled back to the fib. This is the 50% Fibonacci, and we bounced off of it. That's another thing that I should probably have it here, so you could give it more clarity, is to have the fib. Because when the price jumps off the fib, it's so much clearer. Let me give you an example what that means. So I'm gonna put it on this chart here so it's less confusing. So I'm grabbing here. We are high, so because we're high, I'll go from here to here. And the objective now is to see the price bouncing off the fib. So as you can see, we closed below the fib. This is on a 5 minute. But we ran right above it. Now if this closes above the fib, then we have a chance that the next fib, all I do is I go grab the fib and bring it to the high. If you go above, the next target is 33.31. Sorry, yeah, 331 is the next target if we go above this, which is roughly about 30 points, right? So yeah, in this case here, remember this is the resistance area, this is the pivot point. Oh, look at, we put it back here. Oh, this is nice. Let's see what we feel. This is really nice. We need to come back below right here. Come on, come on. see, this is the thing about it. We have these areas here that my instinct is saying that they need to be retested. Um, but at the same time, I'm like, these areas are here over here because remember we crossed above it, so we should wait for the price to retest this area. Anywhere between here and here, anywhere between here and here, and we have this volume area here, so we're gonna see. This is kind of area that I would like to see a retest. So what is this? Price pulls back down, pulls back down. The goal is gonna be, can we close below this? If we fail to close below, then there's gonna be a trap. So we're looking for a trap now to go long. So let's go here. Come on, just a little bit more. It's like somewhere around here. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Come on, just a little bit more. Do not, if it closes inside, there you go. Let's see what happens. Just a little bit more. Let's see if we could close inside here. The goal is it cannot come below. As simple as that. We just hold it so it does not come below this. If it comes below, we out, and then we look for another entry. I'm fine if we come below. That's not the point. The point is we now retest the high. That's the goal. The goal now is to retest the high. But you can see my target profit is way above the high. So I'll be just happy if we go to the high, make a new high. Because it's not guaranteed that we're going to be able to make it. But because this is the bears pull down once, pull back, and then try it again, they fail. This gives us a chance now to make a new high. Now we need to close above this. They should be getting stopped out here. And give us to a new high. That's the objective. So can we hold tight? I mean, there's also a retest here, so that's why we have to be ready to close the trade after this. Just a few more minutes, like literally, if we go just 20 more points, we'll reach our target. As of right now, unfortunately, I have to move my stop here, just because I need to see if we didn't close below it. So I'm gonna take my profits here. We did not close below it, so I'm taking my profits out of it right here. Now if we continue higher, great, I don't care. The way I see it is that then this area here needs to be tested. If we continue higher, I'm fine with that, I don't care. But because you went straight higher, I think we should come retest this, then continue higher one more time. But as you can see, the 33 area, we pulled back here. Now, the reason I got in right away is because the target area was, my stop is if we make it a new low, then I'll get stopped out here. If you continue going, I'm okay with it. I do not care. I could be a missed opportunity for me. I don't care. Just because now we see on this candle here, we close above it. So anything above this should give us a nice squeeze also, because people that shorted for a bear trap, people that shorted right here, from here to here, they're trying to trap, right, the bulls. And if the bulls get trapped, all the new breakout traders, they got in here and they got pushed down. So they need to now close above this area. Not only they didn't close above this, now they need to close above this, and they need to close above this area in order for us to continue higher. And if you notice, I'm not looking at the price because I don't really care about the price, because I need all the information I need is this. I can see from here what is the objective now. I just want to see what happens when the price pulls here. As long as we don't close below this, if we come back here, we should then retest the high one more time. So we just gotta wait and see. And then, as you can see, we on the target of the day, we good already. Right? So we could stop trading right now and let the price ride. On the 5 minute, the people that got stopped out here, I think it will squeeze a little bit higher, dude. That's what I think. if they allow this 5 minute candle to close, you can see if it closes above, if it makes a new high now, look, if it goes above this, if they let it go above it, then this could be a nice entry long too. So let's move the fib a little bit higher now. Now what do we have here? A retest of this right here will give us a nice opportunity. I personally had to get out, right? Because until we close above this, it is a retest area. So as you can see now, we're building up what we went high, we came down, we made a new high, not a new high, but on the context of we came above this again and we pulled back down. Now they try to pull back down too, and they fail. So this is a nice battle here. The bulls are waiting for the price to come here. The bears are waiting for the price to come here to get out. So the breakout, the new breakout, is above this, and you can't really go short until price closes below this area. So in terms of risk reward, if you're trying to go long, your stop loss will be here. Now let's see if we get squeezed since we came above this again. This guy needs to close above it. It needs to. If it doesn't close above it, there's gonna be. Yep. So now they should have the momentum to continue lower. Let's see if it happens. I don't know if you understand what I mean by closing above or below it. Is the candle? See the candle? The candle open, went above it, and closed below that. So we need really conviction. As also you can see, there's a version of volume. So there's buyers. Now the sellers are coming in. See, the buyers are leaving. The sellers are coming in. So this volume candle needs to close above this to tell us that, hey, compared to before, there's more buyers now than are sellers. So I don't have volume here. All I have is the money flow. So this is telling me like the buyers left and the sellers are now, if it goes below the zero line, the sellers are now coming in. All right? And the objective now is the buyers are in this area right here, because remember we went higher, we pulled back. The follow-up traders, the traders, they wait for the pullback, right? They just want to see. The way I see it is, they basically send their little troops to test the environment. How far can they go? And then they come back and pick up the general to then move forward to a new high. So the general now has an idea of, hey, I know we could go all the way here. So meaning like this. So for example, price breakout. The general send their little shoulders. They went and say, hey, how far can we keep going higher? Hey man, we can only go as here. You know what, let's try it one more time. Oh, we can only go as here. So you can see, really, even though we made a new high, we didn't close above it. So now they're like, okay, well, let the general know that we were able to push all the way here. So if he comes in now, we get at least retest the high one more time. And what happened? Price pulls back down all the way to where? The breakout area. So the general now is like, all right, let's push this thing to a new high. Boom, price to a new high, as you can see here. Now, same thing. Once it makes it a new high, they need to come to communicate with the general, which is sitting in this area here, saying, hey, how far can we push higher again? This time around, this is the high right here. So I'm waiting for the price to pull back to this area to let the general know that, hey, we can make a new high. But this is on the bull side of things, right? The bull general. But on the other flip side, we also have the general from the bears. And where is the general sitting at, right? Where is he saying, hey, enough. We're going to push this thing back down again. Okay, what is the general? I don't know. I don't know what the general is for the bears. And I'm not trying to guess that. All I know is, as of right now, the bulls general is in control. So what I'm looking for, I'm looking to see if they're going to come pick him up and go. Now, the general will lose possession of he will lose his position when they close below his base. And as of right now, this is the barrier right here. The price needs to close below here. Now, with a nice big close movement here, he's going to try one more time. Price closes below. He's going to try to put another green candle. And if we go below that green candle, then price should continue dropping. And in this case, it will be a failed breakout, basically. But as you can see, we continue moving higher. I'm talking a lot today, dude. But the reason I'm doing this is because just being patient and waiting for the opportunity. We had two chances to trade today. Here, in the beginning of the day, was a little bit tough because I don't know exactly where the price is going to jump. I don't know if it's going to be here. I don't know if it's going to be here. We did have some options, getting at the first time. Big move, price comes in at the 33 first time. That was an opportunity to get in. That was about $800. I could have moved my stop loss here. Then there was another chance to get in here again for a fail and retest it. But again, then we know this is the new area to test it. And the price pulled back there, we took there and rode it. And what happens again? Same thing. Price almost came to 33, right? We're like, oh, in my opinion, it didn't really touch it. So it didn't count to me, right? So why is that? Not because I needed to touch the 33. That's not what I needed to do. I needed to retest this area, right? I needed to retest the area. Because why? We broke out of here. We got to retest it before we continue higher. Now, we don't have to. None of this has to happen. It's just based on seeing it so many times happening that my mind, I'm programmed to think that, hey, it hasn't happened yet. So how are we going to continue higher if we haven't picked up the general? So that's why I'm not sure what's going to be happening here. Again, you could be playing these things for quick plays. You could wait for the price to pull back up, come back to the 8, retest the high, pull back up, retest the high. So you could continue doing this and taking small wins all along the way. I've done it, and I usually lose because I'll try to get in at the top here, and I'll get a few points and then pulls back on me because I only have 5 points. I'll get stopped out. So what I decide to do is I try getting at the bottom right here, which is much harder because it could be the bottom here and that you think is going to continue, but it pushes much farther than you expected. So I don't know what the bottom is. I usually also get in here short, so my goal will be shorted here. Why? Because we went for a retest of the high, so shorted here and trying to close below. I failed to close below means that we're going to continue higher. So I try now short in this area instead of going long here. Even though if you hold it enough, if you have the patience and the testicles, right, to endure seeing going negative $800 against you. Now, if you could hold that, me personally, nothing more than 300. My blood just goes insane if I'm losing more than 300 because the maximum loss for the day is 3,000. So I cannot let it ride against me like that. So as you can see, we only took a couple plays only around this area. The reason I kept taking the plays because here at the 33, we're still at the 33, and then at the 30, this is a VWAP play. So 33, my rule is if we fail the 33 play, the objective of people going short here is to push the price to the VWAP. And once you get to the VWAP, that's a whack. Let me stop it, But once you push to the VWAP, the goal now is to retest the high. Every time we fail the 33, the objective of the sellers is to push the price to the VWAP. And there is the main target. Now there's going to be a fresh new buyers that then is going to try to push the price much lower. No, the buyer is going to try to push the price to the new high, and the new bear is going to try to push the price below the VWAP, which is quite tough to do it if the market has momentum like today, because we're already up over 170 points. So the odds are not stacking against the bears because of such a momentum of Friday, of the fact that this is a two-try rule already, meaning like we went down, up, down, so we trap. So now we need to see what's going to happen in this area. So as you can see, there might be another opportunity for the price to pull back to the 33 for us to go long again. So a nice trap like this will be great. If we do this one more time, it'll be perfect. So if we come back almost to the 33 and then we jump off and we trap a bunch of sellers and then we go back to the high, that'll be perfect. In case this just came down here, you want to wait for the price to bounce and then bounce again. In this case, if you came all the way down here, the fact that we already picked up the sellers here, so we didn't have to retest it again. The stop loss will be here. I should also realize that. But see, even though I got out in this area, we haven't moved much higher either. Why is that? Well, the way I see it is there might be a channel here. So from here, it might be a channel right here. I don't know if you turn it into a triangle or you want to turn it into a rectangle channel. So this like a weird flag in a way. But again, I don't know where the price is gonna go. It could continue going much higher from here. As you can see on the 4-hour, a retest of this area pushed the price higher. It's pretty badass, man. Look at this. Now we could go all the way here. Now let's just say if I was able to, what was the first time we got stopped out? So let's say, look, I got stopped out because I thought like, oh, we closed above this. I should have my stop really below there, like somewhere around here, below the 8. But it's fine. But if I didn't get stopped out, we could have actually got some really good moves. But rules the rules. I can't let it go in against me. That was another opportunity to get in. But again, I'm only looking for the 33 for an opportunity to get in. But here, just a bit more patience will pay off a lot more. Look at this, man. And another 50 points. This is sick. And then over here, so you can see it hit my target profit area. So I just got stopped out. I just choose to get out because I didn't see the price closing above it. And then you see there was a little battle going on here. But looking back at it, right, on hindsight, is because we tried once, we tried twice. So this area is support. So this whole area between here and here is all support. So as long as the price didn't come below here, we should continue higher basically. But it was holding me back is that this area didn't get retested. So that's what was holding me back from continue going higher. But yeah, I would like to take one more play at the 33. I just don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon. So. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. I wanna go to the gym. So I'll talk to you, my dude. Tomorrow, dude. All right, my guy. Peace.